Robert Kennedy Jr. blaming the CIA for assassinating his uncle.
There's a 60-year cover-up. Alan Dulles, who was the head of the CIA, who my uncle fired. Congress found that, yeah, it was a plot. It was a conspiracy. There were multiple people involved.
The two men who carried out the New Year's Day attacks share several striking similarities. Both are Army vets reportedly deployed to the same Army base, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, now known as Fort Liberty. Both chose to act on New Year's Day within hours of each other. Both drove electric trucks, and they rented them from the same car rental app, Turo.
We've seen this before. Chaos strikes, fear takes over, and the people in power seem to get exactly what they want. But who's really behind it? Who do these tragedies? Every time we have some type of mass tragedy like that, they always seem to benefit the same people. And who are those people? The deep state. The deep state thrives in chaos. And we know all these conspiracy theories about the CIA have been going on for decades. And a lot of people are talking about right now, MK Ultra, was the CIA involved in New Orleans? Were they involved in the Vegas explosion? Could be. The deep state could be pulling the strings behind stuff like this. And I'm going to get into how they're able to do it in a second. But look at MK Ultra. The CIA literally experimented on unsuspecting Americans, manipulating them with drugs and some type of mind control experience. We all know about that. But remember Operation Gladio in Europe? The CIA funded terror groups in order to sway public opinions, in order to create chaos that justified tighter control, tighter government oversight. Sound familiar? Because fear makes people compliant. It justifies more surveillance. COVID-19. C-19 is a prime example when you have the media in lockstep with the government, spreading fear, spreading chaos. They're able to run massive power grabs. They were able to censor free speech. They were able to subvert the First Amendment, shut down churches, shut down free speech, stuff like that. Even though people try to argue that didn't happen, but we know what happened. But they ran an enormous power grab. The deep state benefited from this. Like I said, the deep state thrives in chaos. And they're so quick to blame, oh, ISIS, it was ISIS. Every time I hear them blame ISIS for something, I immediately get skeptical. Because they always blame, it seems like some convenient scapegoat for them. It was ISIS. The guy didn't even know how to put the ISIS flag. Allegedly, he had it upside down on his truck. But it's a way to shut down debate, shut people up real quick, shut down speculation. Oh, it was ISIS. Oh, yeah, we heard about ISIS some years ago. I guess it was them. They did the same thing in Russia in the Moscow attack several months ago. I think that was like last spring or something like that. But no, it wasn't Ukraine. We know for a fact that it wasn't Ukraine. It must have been ISIS. That was a script that the media parrots were all regurgitating right after the attack happened. And was it ISIS? Probably not. But they always conveniently blame ISIS. And the funny part is the United States seemingly is working with ISIS. The whole Syria thing with Assad losing power over there, with the rebels receiving aid from the United States, some of those rebels are ISIS. Some of that American taxpayer funding is going to ISIS fighters over there. But yep, there's always ISIS doing the bad stuff. So shut up with any other speculation. That's what they want us to believe. And like I said, the media, their role in this is to spread the narrative that the deep state wants them to spread. Oh, it's ISIS, therefore we need more funding. We need to continue to fund the military industrial complex, continue to fund wars over there in the Middle East, endless wars. Because remember, the CIA lost a lot of power after the Cold War ended. They didn't have too much to do in the 90s because the USSR had fallen. So they lost a lot of funding, lost a lot of power. Next thing you know, 9/11 happens. And we know a lot of people believe to this day that the CIA was involved in it. But 9/11 happened. All of a sudden, the CIA was given a massive budget increase and even more power and surveillance over American citizens. And we've been running endless wars ever since then. So when mass attacks, terror attacks, and these fear tactics are run on the American people, it seems like certain organizations, certain people tremendously benefit. Was it the CIA? I don't know. I'm just speculating because obviously we don't really know. It could be just some lone wolf guys. Maybe they did know each other. Maybe they didn't. Could be a massive coincidence. It is a massive holiday. And what I'm also going to mention is how the CIA is possibly able to do stuff like that. We live in a morally bankrupt, a decaying society. So if the deep state is behind this, we really don't know. But if they are, then they can take advantage of a lot of lost souls throughout the country. Fort Bragg, we got a bunch of veterans over there, very vulnerable people, and they could be manipulated. They could be radicalized. They could be incentivized. We don't really know, but we have a lot of vulnerable people. They could be used as assets, used as tools by the deep state. But even if it wasn't the deep state, we still live in this morally bankrupt society. We have mass shootings going on everywhere. It seems like a lot of people, they are living in despair and they want to self-delete. And a lot of them, they don't want to just self-delete. They want to take other people with them. They want to die by a cop, or they want to make a name for themselves, make themselves infamous as they go out. Mass shootings all over the country. I'm not even going to get into them because there's been so many of them. Mass killings. But these guys could just be two more of those same people who want to go out with a bang and who want to victimize innocent people. If they're living in despair, want to commit suicide, whatever problems they have, it has nothing to do with the victims. Yet those people are victimized by these people who want to commit suicide. Suicide by cop, or allegedly the guy in Vegas shot himself before the bomb went off. I don't know how that happened, but that's a whole different conversation. But it could be that like a lot of veterans are neglected. They said the New Orleans guy, he had multiple divorces, child support orders. His job wasn't going too well. He was in real estate, wasn't making any money, something like that. So it could just be a combination of a lot of things. And these guys could be getting radicalized, but we don't know. But I know that we live in a morally bankrupt society. We don't see stuff like this going on anywhere else in the world at the level, at the rate that is going on in the United States. And these two guys, you're soldiers, you're trained killers, trained by the government to kill, and they expect everybody to just come back normal after the stuff that some of these guys have seen, just come back normal and be in society. I know there are a lot of programs out there to help veterans, but a lot of them are lost, and a whole lot of them, they just don't make it. The veteran suicide rate is enormous, massive. I think it's 25 veterans a day self-delete. So it could just be a society in decay where people are in despair, people are on drugs, and at the same time, it's become a cultural trend, unfortunately, for mass killings to take place. Of course, we got the regular everyday gang wars and street violence, but also we have school shootings, we got mass shootings, nightclubs and grocery stores and workplaces and New Year's Eve parties. It could be a product of the deep state, or it could just be a symptom, a product of a society in decay, or it could be the deep state taking advantage of a decaying, morally corrupt society and executing their will in order to subvert the minds of the public, in order to push the will of the people in a certain direction. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about this. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want more honest conservative commentary, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.